ist klappbar. One. One.
One. Yeah, one. Microphone is not working.
Kopfhörer. So viel Kabel.
First one.
Die Maschine und die ich weiß nicht,
Shut
was
up, the
macht
check.
One.
One. Wow, eins.
Man hat das Ganze. Weißt du, weil alle Nummern, die ändern sich jetzt um. 2 ist nicht mehr 3 und 3 ist nicht mehr 4.
Wir haben, glaube ich, genug gespielt. Wir hören auf.
On est beaucoup autour de la table, puisqu'ils sont 4. Il y a 4 micros, il y a moi, et puis il y a Joseph aussi.
Bonsoir.
Alors, this guy is journalist who working in a magazine, and each issue of the magazine, there's a special 20-25 pages about somebody. Last month it was Depeche Mode, and this month is going to be Cannes for a big story of the band. Alors, raconte-nous un petit peu Cannes, qui sont avec nous.
Donc Cannes, c'est, comme chacun le sait ou ne le sait pas, c'est un groupe allemand donc, qui s'est formé, si je me souviens bien, à la fin des années 60, vers 68-69. En tout cas, le premier album est sorti en 69. L'album s'appelle Monster Movie. Et à partir de là, il y a eu une dizaine d'albums jusqu'à la fin des années 70. Ce qu'il faut savoir, c'est que Cannes fait partie de ce qu'on a appelé le krautrock. C'est un des groupes les plus exemplaires de ce mouvement. Et en tout cas,
comment le mouvement?
Le krautrock, en fait, c'est, si tu veux, à l'époque, c'était un terme un peu bateau pour catégoriser.
And we let him do because we didn't want to interfere. We didn't interfere. All we wanted was to be surprised, and we were. Because it's a good surprise.
Avec, on va en écouter un. Il y en a un qui est assez joli, qui est assez beau, puisqu'il fait 57 secondes. Il est tout court, c'est comme ça que ça commence. Et c'est un mix signé Brian Eno de Cannes.
Par contre là vous allez peut-être gêner là. Attends, stop.
There's some very good things. But play in the dark, so everybody has to play. I can't mix stuff, so I have to exactly. No.
I went to the roof.
But it's 9 months.
J'ai habité à Avignon aussi.
Ça c'est pour Olivier.
Alors, vois-tu, lui,
C'est le reste d'esprit.
just on my way out. But I love you all. You know that. Really. Come through, it's alright, don't worry.
Say chin chin. Chin chin. This is Peppy and Daniel.
Yeah.
Very, very important for this project.
Peppy chose all the remixes, so it's all her fault. She gets all the credit depending. No, I get the blame if it goes wrong, but she gets the credit if it goes wrong.
I haven't seen Ermin, I found all the others. I said hello to Jackie. It turned out to be some journalist. Ermin presumably looks like, I don't know, the winner of the Chelsea Flower Show this year. Have you seen Ermin? Yeah. What's he doing? Where? There? I haven't seen him. I've got some dash all right. You're going to be there later.
Happy? Already did a lot for this album.
Making her nervous.
Come on.
Wave, come on, Dad, just say hello.
Interesting music on saccharine, like krautrock, and of these people who created actually all this drum and bass or trip hop or what yes, and since Ken actually was always creating these kind of rhythms which make you move. You know, this was the basis. So that's. We get mail from people, especially from musicians, young musicians.
Wenn du es nicht verstanden hast, can you repeat the question?
You mean of our work?
Yeah, we're working out the dynamics, yeah. Well, we're used to solving problems, so we'll get this one sorted out in the end. Yeah. We have now decided that first one talks and then the other one, so that we don't constantly contradict each other, you know, because everyone has different things to say. Oh, wonderful, isn't it? I mean, when you're inside, it's a very nice feeling to see all those poor people outside. Yeah? It was very loud there, so we're still a bit damaged, I think. Yeah. Well, possibly old age or yeah, and pure physical pain. Well, it's a matter of age, really.
How do you mean it's a matter of age?
Well, at 20, and at 20, mating plays a central role in life. Well, Armin was already married.
Well, then...
That's putting it very harsh.
Don't quickly come to conclusions with... Anyway, I'm 10 years older than me.
Organising all the promotion for Ken.
Nearly done.
Nearly done.
So far, so good.
So it's going well?
Yes.
Good. You happy?
Yes.
This is the Alcohol, Ermin and Mickey. And in there?
In boardroom 4, Holger and Jackie. I don't know which one. That one?
Oh, why didn't I know? Oh, whiskey with ice.
Oh, do you? I'll
Yeah.
change it for you.
It's a very bad habit, actually.
ist jetzt im Norden, nach da, ne? Da geht es nach Kongs. Oder nach. Und da ist Wasser zu sehen und auf der Seite Wasser zu sehen. Hier runter. Das ist, glaube ich, fest.
It doesn't matter so much as long as. Make sure I don't move my car.
You're back, photographer. I got it.
She's got it. Good. Cool. I'm gonna take 4 pictures. One. Yeah. This is old Polaroid, so I'll check it later. Because sometimes it doesn't work. Good. Excellent. Easy. Elf load. And come forward a little bit. Just a little. Good. All right. Focus here. All right. Perfect. Now hold still while I focus. Nice. No smiling. All right. No smile.
Holger, die Weste. Sorry.
Are you sure?
Ja.
Can you make it closer?
Ja.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Aber trotzdem.
I love the hat. Good.
I'll make it for you as you like.
That's perfect. And just
This way?
yeah, and just free. Hold that position. Stay very still.
Excellent.
These are good. It'll be okay. Good. A little. Good.
Das ist eine normale Brille. Das
These
ist
are Leatherman. I like. Which ones did you wear outside? I forget.
This one.
I like that.
You like that one? That's
like
what
that
I
one.
like. Sorry.
We can do both. We can
Yeah.
do both. Two for each.
Das ist gut. Das,
Good. Right.
Wow.
Gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you.
Ja, ich habe auch erzählt, was wir fast jeden
By the way, you are listening to Sacrilege of Can. And what do you know? Can is even here in New York for the first time in their life. They are nearly 60 years old. They sound pretty young. And next time for me is Mickey. Mickey, say hello.
Hello.
And Irmin as well. Hello! Ah, that's good. Did you hear that? And this time, other artists were involved, you know, to extend the Can family in a way. And here we have Carl Craig. Is he from the United States?
Yes,
He is.
Yes, from
Have you heard
Detroit.
that? He is. Okay, let's go. Blade Runner mix of Carl Craig.
And Jackie has been here. I'm here the first time.
Can all together. All together first time.
No?
No. They were at that time. They were not really but we would have. I know, but I was sick and I had a stomach operation. Muss aber nicht sein.
Hi, nice to meet you. Hello. Please. Great. And this is Kathy. Where is she? There. Kathy. Working for Mute as well, doing all the promotion for Can. Thank you.
So for the best in ambient, electronic, dub, and trance, plug into Digilution Wednesdays at 9, only on WNYU, New York.
What I mean with this is the improvisation sometimes is absolutely formless, except if you have already a preformed scheme, like a tune, but we didn't have it. So we create from the public. We came on stage not knowing what we'll do, and from that we focused the atmosphere and the sounds around it. Had a dramaturgy, had a form. It's hard to judge for us, because we anyway were the only group in the world who did that.
Everybody I know, if you look into some stores, they have sections called krautrock.
We didn't feel ourselves being in a certain, say, style of German, or, krautrock doesn't mean much to me, and kraut is okay, you can skip the rock.
Like what did Erwin say on this? All work is, say it,
work in process, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, canned work is work in process, and we, anyway, as long as we live, we are a kind of work in process, and
it's never finished.
Yeah, we don't have
yourself today in terms of this generation. Yes, maybe you are right.
Okay, ich meine, die Antwort ist okay. Das ist ja eine ganz vage.
Lass mich doch mal machen. Upside down. Up on the moon, you really don't need to hang your coat up, because you know it's I was at his mother's yesterday.
Quite obscure version, of course, and we'll hear the original canned version in a little bit, Leave to the Sound of Blue Bag, so we'll do that in a bit. But anyway, here comes She Brings the Rain from the album soundtrack. As the sight of rain. Okay, here it goes.
The sacrilege version, of course.
Yes, I care if she brings me spring, but don't care about nothing. She brings the rain. Oh yeah, she brings the rain. In the dawn of the silvery day, clouds seem to melt away. She brings the rain. Oh yeah, she brings the rain. She brings the rain, it feels like spring. Magic mushrooms, light of dreams. She brings the rain. Oh yeah, she brings the rain. Some men of yellow, gray disappears, flying on the raven's wing. She brings the rain. Oh yeah, she brings the rain. Yes, I care. She brings me spring, but don't care about nothing. She brings the rain. Oh yeah, she brings the rain. She brings the rain. It feels like spring.
Ach, die wollen das nicht.
Magic mushrooms.
Hildegard, die Täter kommen an den Ort des Verbrechens zurück.
It feels like spring. She brings the rain. It feels like spring.
Das war so zartfühlend. Irwin kann das gut.
Du bist zu langsam, Mensch. Ich hätte gerade wieder ein Voyeurfoto fürs Internet. Was ist?
Ja, aber ihr passt dann ja harmoniert auch. Wenn ihr das gleich erstmal anders hört.
Sunday morning brings the dawning. It's just a restless feeling by my side. Sunday morning.
Artikuliert, der Mann wäre waffenscheinpflichtig. Alles klar? Ja. Kleine Umbaupause und dann kommt Caroli.
telling the mother of this, and she said, looking to my mother, oh, yes, and he doesn't drink yet.
Go and see a doctor.
Go and see a doctor.
Do we get free food?
Well, I hope so. Especially if we get free drinks, actually.
Da passt es eigentlich ganz gut, dass sich auch Künstler in diese Reihe einordnen, wie Ken, Oliver Czukay, Jackie Liebenzeit mitspielt und wie gesagt der vierte, Michael Taroli, kommt vielleicht noch dazu, wenn es eben sein Gesundheitszustand erlaubt. Und ich darf Sie einladen, sich das erste gute Stadt einzudrücken.
Hier kommt fast aber wieder Shakes. Wo er auch.
Oh, Kölsch.
Sing a song, one nation. They say they don't like it. What I love, and I love it. What they do. Everything's a groovy today. Everything's the sunshine.
like a small town like Basel. It's not really big. There's more than 50 coffee shops. Yeah, and most of the people come to Basel. Chocolate.
How did you make that one? There is this strange noise, and how did you do that one? Every fucking single piece.
Wow.
Great, huh?
Are you
ready?
Yeah, sure, we'll roll. Yep. Jackie, so just kind of repeat a little bit of the question so that if they cut my voice out, it's obvious what you're talking about. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, but why cut out your voice?
I don't know. Tell me a little bit about what you're working on at the moment.
At the moment, I'm basically working like always with drums, of course.
Of course.
And I work with a group of drummers, which is called Drums of Chaos. It's a group that exists already nearly 20 years. Because it's a strange kind of drumming what we are doing.
Is it purely percussive?
It's only drums. Of course, some idiophones like cymbals and bells and things like that. But there are no musicians involved, only drummers. And we do that since nearly 20 years, mainly experiments. And now finally we start to record a record.
And any idea when it might be ready?
And hard to say, maybe soon, maybe later. It's not, we are not under pressure to make a record. So, and there's another thing I'm doing. I work together with electronic musicians. At the moment I work with a man from Cologne. His name is Bernd Friedman. He's quite well known in the electronic scene. And of course I had a group called Club of Chaos, but the group is finished. I couldn't continue with the guys, so I had to finish it.
What in your post-Cannes career are you most proud of in terms of your musical work?
Proud of?
Yeah, the thing that you're most proud of doing, maybe maintaining a band that's played live for 20 years without making a record, or?
I don't know. Actually, I'm not proud.
No. Is there anybody that you haven't worked with who you particularly would like to collaborate with?
I don't know, but I can collaborate with everybody, I think.
How do you feel about the state of non-commercial music at the moment? Obviously, it's
non-commercial music. That's what I'm always doing.
Do you think that there is an underground like there was in the late 60s, early 70s?
Yes, I think so. Yeah? Especially I think in Cologne, but in many other places in Germany as well. It's this electronic scene.
Yeah.
They produce music they like, and they don't think of having commercial success.
Did you, when you were making music with Can, did you have any idea that the music would be so influential and so enduring?
Of course, I couldn't predict that at that time.
No. Because it was clear that you were very much doing your own thing as a group and completely outside of the norm, creating your own reality, if you like, which is, for me, one of the reasons why the music is so timeless.
I think an important thing was to have an own studio. So we had our own studio because we had not written the music before. We go to the studio without knowing anything. We don't know what to do, so we go to the studio and start something, get an initial ignition and start something, and the other musicians join and find own ideas, and so something grows.
Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit about Hildegard's role in the band, because I know that before she came along you had a fairly disastrous manager.
In the beginning, yes, I mean, Hildegard's role is of course very important for the group. I think without Hildegard we would...
you wouldn't probably wouldn't be here now.
There wouldn't be no business at all. We would probably make a lot of music but wouldn't sell anything. And so Hildegard was like a mother to us, I think, in a way, taking care of us stupid musicians who have no idea of business, and we only knew a little bit about music.
Do you have a favourite story of something that happened in the studio? That
my favourite story is when I tried to kill Holger with an axe. Actually, I'm very happy today that I didn't do. So I still can enjoy Holger.
This was musical tension, of course.
It was musical tension. It was a lot of tension. But I think we were able to convert this tension into music.
Absolutely.
And I still believe that it is necessary to have tension. Because if there's no tension, you cannot make music, I think. I think it's an important element.
Totally.
There has to be some tension. Actually, I didn't want to kill Holger, but I just wanted to frighten him a little bit, and I succeeded completely. This is a story. This is a story I remember with joy.
What is your favourite word?
My favourite word? I don't know. I don't think I have a favourite word. It's not shit. And it's nor any other four-letter word.
What about your least favourite word?
Least favourite? I hate words like bass drum, snare drum, and all kinds of words like this I hate.
Why so?
Because these words limit my imagination.
What inspires you artistically?
You mean music-wise? Most inspiration I get, I think, from ethnological music. There's not much left, but I still find some ethnological music from everywhere from the world.
Is that because of its purity?
It's, I think, because of the motivation of the music, why it is made. Today, most of the music is motivated by commercial ideas. People make music because they hope to sell a lot of records and make a lot of money. But in ethnological music, I think there's no motivation like that behind. They play this music because they have inherited it from their fathers, uncles, and so on. And they continue in that tradition.
The opposite of inspiration, what turns you off?
I would stay away from things like that, not to be turned off.
What's your favourite noise?
Favourite noise. I don't think I have a favourite noise. Any noise can be nice or not nice.
Your least favourite noise?
Least favourite, I don't know. Any noise can be nice.
Do you have a favourite saying?
Favourite saying, don't worry, be happy.
Finally, assuming that there is such a thing as a God, what would you like God to say to you when you arrive at the gates of heaven?
Oh. I have no idea. I don't think of things like that, and I'm not prepared to this question at all.
Thanks. Tell us a little bit about what you're working on at the moment.
First off, I'm working on, still astonishing enough, on my opera, which is actually finished, but I hope it will be restaged very soon, so I have to help preparing that. And then I'm probably very soon doing a new album with Kumo. I finished yesterday another film music, and I'm composing, but I won't talk about until it's finished.
Of course.
And in a very old-fashioned way, writing. And what else do I do?
Tell us a little bit about the opera. I mean, how long did it take you to actually do all the work?
Well, there was a lot of preparational work. Leaving that away, it was about four years, nearly 5 years, writing the score, and then going to studio and inventing on the computer together with Kumo. And then recording the orchestra and melting it together with the electronics. So that was a very complex procedure, which altogether, from the first moment of writing on when the libretto was finished until it came on stage, was about 4.5 years.
Is there one thing that you would point to in your more recent work that you're particularly proud, perhaps?
Well, normally I'm always proud on that what I just finished.
Yeah.
If I succeeded to do what I wanted. Of course, the opera is the biggest thing of the last years. I've done the real monster, and I wasn't sure I would succeed, and I think somehow I did. I mean, there's always a rest here. Well, the record I did and the concerts I do with Kumo are very satisfying, and so I can't say I've. Actually, it's always the last thing you did.
What about people, musical collaborators? Are there any people that you would particularly like to work with?
In the moment, with Kumo.
Because it's obviously a lot of Cannes music was born out of tension and that white heat of creativity. How do you get that back these days?
In a way, I nearly suffered after some time sitting there and writing the score for the orchestra. And I love that, going back to what I learned and writing for orchestra, because
I love this instrument, symphony orchestra, and I think it should not be forgotten. And but on the other hand, I mean, what I'm doing is always that I'm writing something, I'm doing, and be all alone, and then doing something with others. So I try to keep the balance. I wouldn't stay alone
for very long.
For a long time.
Sure. What do you think of the current state of non-mainstream music? Does it inspire you, or you?
Well, you know, I don't really, all these terms don't mean much to me. I don't know what that means. There's a lot of mainstream music sometimes, which is wonderful. And there's a lot of so-called underground, which is awful. Maybe Can has always been underground and still is, but in the beginning it was far away from mainstream, and now lots of people refer to it. So what's mainstream, what's underground? Mainstream can be interesting. I mean, there are pieces of Madonna I like.
Sure. It's a phrase that was apparently said by Elvis Presley, which is that there are only two kinds of music, good and bad. I think that sums it up.
It's very banal to say that.
What do you think about the technological advances in music, which have opened it up to have made it basically so easy for people to make their own music? Is this something that you think is?
I mean, it's not a progress, because the very first drum 50,000 years ago somebody played on was as well a good music instrument as the whole studio here.
Sure.
So, I mean, if we forget about that, there is a progress, that it's only getting more diverse, and that's one thing. And that's interesting and should never be thought that the new one is replacing the old one.
Sure.
I mean, never electronics can replace the wonderful richness of what we have in the world on old instruments. Even here, standing the grand, is a wonderful instrument. If we use that with the new ones, the whole electronic is a new instrument, and when the grand was born, another music was played on it, but you didn't forget Bach. You didn't have the grand. So there's no progress. On the other hand, I like it that everybody can make music and that it is easy. The spontaneity, young people can just go, has a good side. It has another side, but I mean, that's very complicated.
Has it changed your own approach to recording?
Not really.
No.
I mean, of course, using Pro Tools or Imagic is different than using 30 years ago a 2-track machine and overdubbing it 3 times. I mean, it's another approach. And again, it doesn't mean anything aesthetically better or worse.
Sure.
It's no progress in aesthetics. It might be faster, it might, but even that is not true.
But it doesn't change.
It's just only different.
Sure.
And if you accept that every technical change creates a new aesthetics with which you have to be creative, then it's okay. If you try to reproduce the old aesthetics with new techniques, it's mostly quite boring.
When you were making Can's music, did you ever worry about what you were doing as a band was palatable or would sell or not? It was not a consideration.
It was not the main point, or that it was sell, but of course, as a musician, you want to reach a public. And I mean, you don't want to close yourself in the studio up and then nobody. You do it for others, the music, even if the most important thing is that you are satisfied with what you're doing. You hope that others like it. And back to your question, I had quite a strong belief in it. I mean, I think everybody of us had. We wouldn't have undergone so much trouble we caused to each other if we wouldn't have believed that the work we did and the intense work we did and even the trouble we caused to each other would be worth if it wouldn't be worth for something which endures.
Sure.
I think we all were quite convinced.
Tell us a little bit about Michael Caroli's role in the band.
Well, to point out something about the role of singer always starts using cliches, because the role of everybody was constantly changing according to momentary moods, and he was very much like a glue who kept, you know, the relation which was sometimes difficult between, let's say, Holger and me. Then he was the one between us. I mean, just to use an example, he was the one who just glued us again together, if there were, or Jackie and me, or whatever. He was very much the one who kept a kind of his tentacles over everybody. And then he was, of course, the youngest of us four, and that means he was already, 10, 11 years make quite a difference between me being at the beginning 30 and he 20. Mm. So his role was also to bring into something I've never thought of, some totally new musical.
He brought in something quite contemporary, didn't he? In terms
in terms of rock music, of course, for me.
Sure.
And that was exactly what I was looking for. And since he became one of my closest friends anyway, so his role for me is a very personal one, or has been.
Do you have a favourite memory of the studio, a particular moment which was magical or has burned itself into your consciousness?
Not really a special moment, but a special situation when music sort of was created out of these daily noises coming in, tuning and opening the window and sounds from outside and even people, all these things which in another studio normally disturb were reason for us to turn them into music. And sometimes this process was so magic and happened quite often. And these magic moments are the most wonderful memory of it.
I don't suppose that you deliberately set out to be different, but you certainly ended up sort of remaking the rules.
Well, what I have had in mind was I was not accepting the way the contemporary classical music was defining itself as the only representing in arts contemporary music. For me, the same status could be on Sly Stone, on Jimi Hendrix, on Mothers of Invention. So for me, this music had the same status of contemporary music, and sometimes was art and sometimes was mainstream, let's call it like this, whatever it was. And for me, it was important to bring this together and define this role with all these techniques, means, and stylistics, styles, and whatever you call it.
What is your favourite word?
Word?
Your favourite word, yeah.
Bird is an owl. Word, favourite word, I wouldn't tell you, I only say to Hildegard.
Okay. Your least favourite word?
Important.
Very good.
There are so many people who tell me what is important, I hate it.
What thing or things inspire you?
Silence.
What turns you off?
Music in the morning.
Your favourite noise?
Well, I should say again silence, because when you listen into silence, it starts being full of interesting noises.
Do you have a favourite saying?
No. Well, there's one in the I Ging I only know in German, fördernd ist Beharrlichkeit.
Assuming there is a God, what would you like God to say as you arrive at the pearly gates?
Hi, Ermin, tomorrow it all starts again.
Brilliant. Wonderful. Thank you.
geil.
First of all, tell us a little bit about what you're working on at the moment.
I have just finished a new album, and so I would say I am working on the new one, but I can't say it as the new one is already finished too.
Okay. Is that a solo album, or are you working with other people?
Yeah, I am always at the moment concentrating myself working on a lady. She's called Yushi, and she's actually a world-class designer and painter, but she has such a secret in the voice. One day she was singing only for 1 second. And I said, forget about earning money and learn a little bit more. And I'm concentrating on her. You can say it's the 5th product I'm working with, but first, of course, I started to give it to the record industries. I was completely, they didn't want it. Nobody wanted it. Actually, nobody. And then I decided to give this to, no. I decided to stop working with the record industries, and I made my own label, Dignos.com. And here, it worked. You know, suddenly the CDs were selling. So for me, I didn't have any reason anymore to work with the record industries together. And so far I said, if they want something from me, then they should come to me. But I never will come to them. And then suddenly a situation was that my manager, we played live and went on tour in Japan and in Gdansk, where I was born. It's one of the most magical places. And he said in the aeroplane, I think you should actually give it to the record industries. And I said, no, I don't see any reason. And then he said, okay, but then sell it to me privately. Can you do that? This was for me so absurd. But I understood that he wanted to say, you don't believe in what you do, but I believe more in that what you do. Therefore, give it to me, and I don't care anymore about the things. And I pay what you want to have. So no problem. And that was for me where I said, okay, this is the absolute last attempt. And there we are.
What is the album called?
The New Millennium.
Share with us a little bit of your memories of the studio. You spent a lot of time here.
I have very good memories here. When we started to build up the studio, we decided from the very first moment to make all recordings in our own studio. We didn't want to go into another studio. I loved this idea because it was somehow so far away from the achievement at that time what proper studios were trying to set up. For example, dampening, to avoid crossovers. But we couldn't avoid it completely. Actually, in our studios, the walls were speaking. This was something which was every other studio tried to avoid. But with us, it was not that way. An easy communication, that was it.
Sure.
And for this, I loved this, leaving my place, always, for example, here, establishing something. I say, oh, I have to set up something. And the others were a little bit boring and tried to make music. Yeah, it was something exceptional actually happened. And they didn't know that I was recording this all secretly, just doing only that I am doing something. But it was only to fool them.
How many times did recording in secret like that, how many times did that actually produce something which became a finished track that went on an album?
For example, the whole Unlimited, Can Unlimited edition was exactly these kind of situations which came up. Always somehow waiting for something and not really intending or pretend to record a tune.
How do you, in your post-Can career, how do you replace the tension and that white heat that caused great things to happen?
You see, the heritage of Can is still existing. That means Can was starting very, very spontaneous, but professional spontaneous. And this kind of surprising, of recording something and getting surprised by what happens, I'm still always in this situation.
Do you believe that in some way music is kind of always there around us, in the air, floating around in a slightly abstract, existential way?
It is actually, it is in the air, it is always, all the time around you. That is, of course you can, you see, I was very often thinking about what to do and having great ideas. Yeah, that's what I thought, having a genius idea even. And then you make a mistake. And that mistake was more genius than all your ideas.
Tell us a little bit about your relationship with Michael in the band.
Michael had a special function in Can, I must say. He was in kind of, I think, first of all, he was the most intelligent guy of us, yes.
That's saying something.
And secondly, he didn't push out this kind of intelligence. Actually, he was a very intriguing figure. There is...
very diplomatic, you'd say, perhaps.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with diplomatic. It has something to do with wisdom. I mean, he has a kind of... he had a very right sense of what is going to happen. He didn't want... It was not his achievement to be only a great guitarist. This just happened to be that he became a great guitarist.
Sure.
You see, when I finished studying with Stockhausen, I was thinking, how do I make money? And I was thinking the same as he did, and I mean, looking for a rich wife.
Right.
So I went to the public schools in Switzerland, in the girls' schools, and I tried to become a teacher there. And one day I got offered a job, and I came up into a class where Michael Caroli was sitting as a pupil. And this is how I came across with Michael Caroli. Wow. That means Michael Caroli left the school and I was fired. So we were both somehow together from that moment.
Yeah. Did you think when you were making that music that it would be so important? I'm sorry to use that word, Ermin. That it would be so enduring and so appreciated by such a broad spread of people?
Yes, we all were conscious about this. And we felt a little bit lonely sometimes if you go to the city in Cologne and have a look what is around you, because we got very strongly criticized for our kind of monotony we created. But on the other hand, the monotony was the most important thing we had to achieve.
It was the bravest thing you did, perhaps.
Yeah, you must imagine 4 people coming from very different edges. And they are talking, everyone is talking like in a talk show, you know, everyone, and you don't achieve a real sound. This is why Jackie always said he was the most important figure at that moment. He said to me always, your name is Shukai, and Shukai means search. I think you should better not search anymore, you should better find the one tone you want to play. And that is where he really insisted on. And I had so many complex. You know, I didn't want to record, for example, in the group. When we started, everyone had to get out because I was so shy. Yeah, I didn't have any conscience about that. That what I did was really good. And the group has helped me about this, and especially Jackie. He was always saying, I don't demand from you too much. I just demand from you less. You know, when the first Can piece that was official, let's say an official Can piece, Father Cannot Yell. Now, when this recording was finished, and I had the tape in my hands, and I said, And you are the one who played that bass there? I didn't believe it.
How do you feel about it? The access it gives people, the ease of recording, etc.
First of all, it is a good thing. For example, Can came up and said, we forget about everything what we have learned. That means we are absolute beginners. And therefore, the only achievement or the only attitude we could give to the public was being punks. Not social-wise, but in the approach to establish something.
Well, you certainly weren't hippies.
We were, maybe we were, but actually disguised. As we were punks disguised as hippies.
You had the look of the time, but I mean, your attitude was absolutely not in sync.
It was merciless. I can tell you about concerts which we made where I can say not even a mouse has survived it. Just not to speak of a human being.
What's your favorite word?
Word? Mm-hmm. I don't have a favorite word, but I can imagine that the most often word I use is and.
Okay. Do you have a least favorite word?
No.
It'd have to be but, really, wouldn't it, if and was...
Actually, I tell you, I hate these questions. Oh, I hate them. I hate them as much as I hate music. You know that I hate music.
Do you listen to music for pleasure?
No,
Never.
Never. It's work.
So we won't do the rest of the questions. No? Yes?
You go ahead. Go ahead. If you want to make me angry, go ahead. Come
on. What inspires you?
What inspires me?
Yeah.
Women.
Okay.
For example, like animals. Technique. Very much. If the internet wouldn't have been invented for anyone, it would have been invented only for me privately. This is fantastic. For me, it was a kind of the SOS call, and I was recognized, I was heard.
Sure. You use the internet a lot now?
I'm more or less 24 hours available for the fans all the time.
How do you feel about downloading music?
They can download as much. I was talking to my lawyer the other way, and he said, "Olga, don't worry. Let them copy. It only gives you a better name. It's no problem." And I never had a kind of a disadvantage. Mm-hmm. Not me.
And finally, assuming that there was a God, and you arrive at the pearly gates, what would you like God to say to you?
God was saying something to me. It's one of my dreams where Michael Caroli, he said, "You strange how you dream." He said, "You have a sort of a shaman dream." I said I was dead, and I was coming to God, and God said to me, "You know, all the angels, yeah, like the foot on the throne of Allah." So I was sitting there too, and then God told me and said, "You are not really dead, but I will kill you now." And he took a needle and he made me, I just was nothing anymore, and sent me to a journey, you can say, through space, somewhere, just a spirit. And this was for me such a wonderful a dream. Mm. Actually, this is, and I reported that to Michael Caroli, and he told me about that. I never think about my dreams, actually. I
forget most of mine.
Yeah, or even if I don't forget, I don't regard them as being important.
No. Life's complex enough already,
yeah?
Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you, Holger. Michael couldn't be physically present, but he sends you his love.
finally is.
That's kind of the idea. But the process is the other one. And then I would take the picture in front of the picture.
Yeah, you're doing. You should call the Holiday Inn guest relations line. The number is 800-621-0555.
Get out of the business. Color vision.
Last minute on us.
Plötzlich im Alter, so ab 70, ist er plötzlich hochgeschossen.
Which means you've got to move.
The ship is about to land.
It's a particularly wide street, as you can see. The beautiful Victorian and Georgian buildings that were here were destroyed during the 1916 rising.
Nee, aber ich meine, die Ostfriesen machen ja auch gute Witze, das ist es ja. Ist wie mit den Franzosen, die machen die Belgier Witze.
Pourquoi?
But if she doesn't know her stuff, she's got on a... Yeah, it's a bit different. Oh, they've got... Make it come out. You can't talk to it now.
Yes, I went to New York for the Metropolis contest, conducting contest, and there I got corrupted.
I love to live in Iceland or in Greenland and to sell the penguins my records, if it's possible.
Well, I know I have an intellect. I don't think I'm governed by it very much.
Put 5 people together who are all interesting and all quite remarkable in their own right, and I think it's new.
Why can?
The can, maybe it has something to do with that, no, I think, actually I don't know why can.
Ich glaube, das hat uns sehr unterschieden von anderen Bands immer, dass wir immer nur auf das Gesamte gehört haben. Und der Moment, also wenn ein Konzert losgeht, ist für mich der Moment, wo ich alles zusammenhöre, wo ich nur noch spiele und die Band höre. Das ist der Moment, wo ich weiß, jetzt ist es gut. Vorher war es nicht gut, wo ich nur die Gitarre gehört habe, irgendwie, wo ich... wenn alles eine Sache wird und man wird nur noch Werkzeug, was da drin arbeitet. Dann ist es gut.
Also ich fand immer am schönsten, wenn ich so ganz Ohr und nur noch zuhörte und mich ungeheuer gewundert habe, wie schön die Musik ist und gestaunt habe, was meine Hände machen und immer eigentlich nur eine Angst hatte, bloß nicht willentlich dazwischen zu geraten.
Kenner kennen längst den Geheimtipp. Die Can. Ihre musikalischen Variationen sind das Produkt von 5 individuell unterschiedlichen Meinungen und Einflüssen in der Musik. Studierte bei Poussey und Stockhausen. Spielte jahrelang unter Straßenmusikanten in den USA. Beeinflusst von osteuropäischer und Zigeunermusik. Liebt Musik von Big Spiderbecke und John Cage und bevorzugt orientalische Rhythmen.
Und zwar die musikalischen Vorstellungen der einzelnen Can-Mitglieder haben nichts miteinander gemein.
Diese Vielfalt aber macht den Reiz Canscher Improvisationen aus. Can ist die Gruppe in Deutschland, die die meisten Filmmusiken produziert hat. Ihr nächster Auftrag: Musik zum neuen Durbridge, Das Messer, in dem unter anderem Charles Renier und Alexander Kerz mitspielen.
Ausgezeugt. Wir sind doch nicht nur deshalb hierher gekommen.
Nein, wir warten ja auf Jim Ellis. Ich dachte, Sie können ein bisschen mit ihm zusammenarbeiten.
Nicht zu vergessen Hardy Krüger und Herbert Fuchs in weiteren Hauptrollen.
Das ist der Besitzer. Ihm gehört alles hier.
Was noch? Einzelheiten. Einzelheiten.
Gerade ist auch eine neue Platte der Can auf den Markt gekommen. Tago Mago. Aus diesem Anlass starten sie heute in Köln zu einer Tournee durch die Bundesrepublik, nachdem die Soundtracks, die Filmmusiken aus Deadlock, Deep End und Chamonix, ein großer blauer Vogel, mit Erfolg das Angebot auf dem Plattenmarkt bereichert hatten.
Ich glaube, wir haben alle nichts von persönlichem Ausdruck gehalten. Wir haben schon versucht, den Menschen aus der Musik rauszulassen.
Er hat gesagt, jetzt spielen die Maschinen, wie Maschinen wirklich spielen.
Obwohl an Maschinenhaftigkeit Jackie nicht zu übertreffen
Das
ist.
wollte ich dann
Und zwar von keiner Maschine.
Jackie hat keine Humanizing-Funktion.
Alle Maschinen haben immer noch Humanizing, genau.
Na komm, mach doch mal was. Ja, die Sache mit denen in der Nase.
In der Nase, die werden immer...
Ich bin ja immer am Schneiden.
Ja, ich auch, aber je öfter du schneidest, desto mehr wachsen die scheinbar.
Ja, nee, das... Ja, doch, ja, logischerweise. Ja.
Das ist auch so unangenehm, das kitzelt so. Das zu schneiden.
Ja, man kann sich auch sehr wehtun, wenn man etwas zittrig ist.
Ich kann mir vorstellen, meine Damen und Herren, dass es jetzt unter Ihnen ein paar Zuschauer gibt, die sich fragen, warum hat man uns das zugemutet? Nun, die Antwort ist relativ einfach, weil es Gruppen wie The Can gibt, weil sie da sind, weil sie so denken, reden, spielen, weil sie, um es mit einem Modewort zu sagen, progressiv sind.
Nobody. Somebody laugh. Somebody laugh. Somebody, I mean somebody. Mistake. But nobody can. Somebody can. Somebody can. Nobody asks you. Somebody asks you. Nobody talk you. Somebody talk you. Nobody love you. Somebody love you. Somebody love you. Somebody love. Somebody love. Somebody love. I said here. This is it. Oh yeah, that's so funny. It's over here. Yeah, over here. Just like a telephone. We wish. You wish? Sometimes. 2,000 times. Nobody asks you. Somebody asks you. Nobody talk you. I mean talk you. Nobody can. Who can come to you? Nobody loves. Michelle loves you. Nobody loves. Jackie loves you. Nobody loves. Nobody loves. Nobody loves. Nobody loves. Yeah, we love you. Love you.
Ständig jetzt die Musik aus dem Lautsprecher ertönt, leistet sich das Fernsehen, uns so die Frage zu stellen, dass wir in Begriffen über das antworten sollen, was im Augenblick die Musik sagt.
Das Fernsehen ist unheimlich interessiert an der politischen Meinung von Beatmusikern, weil die können nicht reden. Das Fernsehen ist absolut nicht interessiert an der politischen Meinung derer, die auch Sozialismus und eine Gesellschaft wollen, die menschlicher ist, aber dies reden können. Ich bin unsicher. Ich weiß viel zu wenig. Und Also soll ich im Fernsehen verkünden, was ich weiß, das bisschen, damit das Fernsehen in seiner gloriosen gesellschaftlich-kritischen Funktion mich zum Beispiel nehmen kann, verkünden kann, die wissen ja gar nicht, was sie wollen.
Also hier ist sehr kalt.
Wie gesagt, ich solle eine Stellung einnehmen, in die ich manipuliert werde. Und zwar möglichst einfach. Das heißt, ich soll einen ungeheuer ökonomisch komplizierten Prozess so grob vereinfachen, dass er konsumierbar wird. Das ist ein Alibi fürs Fernsehen.
Es hat noch niemand vom Fernsehen einfach die Musik gewollt. Ich weiß.
Dem Fernsehen ist klar, dass ein bisschen, nur sehr wenig kann davon drin sein, aber ein bisschen von der Revolution, die wir wollen, in der Musik enthalten ist. Man kann das bisschen aber zerstören, indem man die Musiker in eine Lage manipuliert, in denen sie mit Worten ihre Musik interpretieren sollen. Und das geht 100% schief. Damit hebt es sich wieder auf. Und das Fernsehen hat erreicht, was es wollte.
Gibt es noch irgendwas zu sagen?
Es gibt unheimlich viel noch zu sagen.
Zu beantworten. Wir haben von Anfang an nichts zu sagen gehabt.
Ich glaube, das war aber eine allgemeine Auffassung bei uns. Darin haben wir uns auch, glaube ich, von allen Rockbands wirklich unterschieden. Dass die Rockbands doch irgendetwas immer ausgedrückt haben. Also zum Beispiel Rebellion gegen die Eltern oder irgend sowas. Und wir haben eigentlich wirklich nur Musik gemacht. das ist auch eine Sache, die modern ist heute. Wir haben alle Elemente, die von außen kamen, nicht nur zwangsläufig, sondern auch absichtlich mit reingenommen. Also die Musik war dann gut, wenn jedes Nebengeräusch, irgendein Auto, was hupte oder so, voll in der Musik integriert war automatisch. Dann wussten wir, dass wir gut spielen. Wenn Nebengeräusche gestört haben, die Musik, dann wussten wir, dass es an der Musik lag und nicht an den Nebengeräuschen. Das ist, glaube ich, wichtig. Das ist richtig.
Als wir angefangen haben, 1968, war das Bestreben, so Aufnahmen herzustellen, dass man versuchte, Umwelteinflüsse rauszuhalten. Da hatte man sozusagen keinen Aufwand gescheut. Wir konnten damals aber nicht verhindern, dass beispielsweise der ganze Raumklang der ganze Bestandteil des Can-Sounds war. Erst später, in den 70er und besonders aber in den 80er Jahren, hat man überhaupt erstmal Raumprozessoren entwickelt, die genau dieses Element, was man vorher ausgeschaltet hatte, wieder plötzlich reinnimmt, künstlich. Das hatte aber Can schon. Aus diesem Grunde waren also Can gerade in den 80er Jahren und auch heute in den 90er Jahren vom Sound her, wo man Trash Research macht, und das passt einfach unter anderem auch in unser ganzes Konzept, waren wir eigentlich nie unaktuell.
Es gibt sicher ganz viele Gründe. Also dass alle diese und unter anderem aber auch, dass wir überhaupt nie irgendwas mit modischen Strömungen, mit Mode zu tun hatten. Popmusik ist eigentlich immer auch modeabhängig, aber das haben wir nicht gehabt. Wir waren eigentlich nicht modeabhängig. Und deswegen funktioniert das auch noch über Jahrzehnte, weil das ist nicht vorbei, wenn die Mode vorbei ist. Mode ist eine Kommunikationsform auf Kurzzeit. Und wenn diese Zeit vorbei ist, ist diese Mode erledigt und man kommuniziert nicht mehr über diese bestimmten Absätze oder Farben. Und das haben wir nie mitgemacht. Davon hat die Musik überhaupt nicht gezehrt, von diesen Moden. Und deswegen ist die auch weiterhin immer modeunabhängig. Ist nicht der Hauptgrund, ist aber auch unter anderem einer. ist nie eine politische Message in unserer Musik gewesen. Dass eine bestimmte Verhaltensweise, dass wir alle gemeinsam komponiert haben, spontan Musik haben entstehen lassen, gemeinsam, ohne Autoren, Einzelautoren, ist vielleicht eine Geschichte, die diese Zeit damals sehr begünstigt hat. Andererseits ist in dieser Musik in jeder Einzelne so stark als Individuum immer enthalten, dass sich diese Frage zwischen diesen beiden eigentlich außer musikalisch gar nicht anders stellt. Auf gar keinen Fall politisch.
Die Kölner Gruppe Can. 30 Millionen Fernsehzuschauer haben ihre Musik gehört. Im Dörbritsch-Krimi Das Messer oder im Millionenspiel. Doch im Fernsehen gehört und gesehen haben Can die wenigsten. Can, vom Ausland gelobt als die talentierteste und beständigste Experimentalrockgruppe in Europa, gibt es seit 1968. Und sie haben viel Lehrgeld zahlen müssen. Die Plattenfirmen wollten sie nicht haben, ihr Manager wollte zu viel haben, über 2/3 aller Einnahmen. Heute führt die Frau des Organisten die Geschäfte. Jeder bekommt monatlich 1500 Mark, der Rest, wenn was übrig bleibt, wird in das Studio gesteckt, das sie in einem ehemaligen Kino eingerichtet haben, um ohne Produktionszwänge und kommerzielle Bevormundung arbeiten zu können. Can spielt heute öfter im Ausland als bei uns. Sie leisten Kulturarbeit, sind aber noch nie unterstützt worden.
Ich glaube nicht, dass irgendeiner, der dafür zuständig ist, durch was deutsche Kultur repräsentiert wird, auch nur im Entferntesten die Gedanken hat, dass Rockmusik, eine Popgruppe, deutsche Kultur repräsentieren könnte. Das halte ich für höchst unwahrscheinlich, dass es das gibt. Das ist in England, das ist auch wieder in England ganz anders. Ne? Da sind Konzerte, Rockkonzerte sind Bestandteil des Programms, was so eine Universität im Laufe eines Semesters an, wie man hier so sagt, Kulturangeboten liefert. Ne?
Here's a number from Can, and this is Vernal Equinox.
wir waren immer sehr, sehr rhythmusorientiert.
Ja, wir waren extrem rhythmusorientiert.
Wir hatten
Disco-Stück auch. Einige von
Moore war ein Disco-Hit.
War ein richtiger Disco-Hit. War ein wirklicher Disco-Hit und war in Charts in England wegen seiner Tanzbarkeit.
Mother Sky
war ein unheimlicher, also wir haben das nie ausgeschlossen. Wir haben viele verrückte Sachen gemacht, die vielleicht da in das nicht so ganz reingehören, aber rhythmusbetont wie wir waren, liegt das eigentlich unbedingt nahe. Ne?
Now, we've got some people who've come a very, very long way indeed. They've come all the way from Germany, where they're an absolute wow, a sensational, however they say it in that particular language. They are Can, and they want some more. I wonder if Can will get into the top 10.
Und eigentlich beurteilt ich, glaube ich, jeder von uns, ganz wie unterschiedlich wir auch sein mögen, aber jeder von uns beurteilt eigentlich eine Musik nach ihrer rhythmischen Qualität. Als allererstes Mal.
Das soll Wind sein, muss man denn ja alles alleine machen?
Viele von euren Kollegen der Anfangszeit der deutschen Rockmusik fühlten sich ja von Stockhausen beeinflusst und von der deutschen Klassik nach dem Ersten Weltkrieg meinetwegen.
Ich glaube gar nicht, dass die Musiker das waren. Ich glaube, das haben die Interpreten aufgebracht, diese ganze Geschichte mit der Beeinflussung. Es ist ganz klar, wir sind nicht mit dem Blues aufgewachsen. Wir versuchen ja auch nicht nachzuahmen. Wir wachsen hier in einer anderen Umgebung auf. Die hat uns natürlich gemacht, wie wir sind, das ist klar. Aber
Ihr spielt aber auch zum Teil Musik, die durchaus Rhythm and Blues geladen ist, wo man also sagt, wo habt ihr das dann her? Da seid ihr also durch Hören und das Spielen in den Ländern reingewachsen, also natürlicher Prozess.
Ja, das ist ja auch irgendwie eine Weltsprache, diese Art Musik, und da gibt es bestimmte Klischees oder Formen, Pattern, die einfach allgemein sind, und die sind auch in unserer Musik drin.
Ich habe 2 Radios, dann habe ich Kassettenrekorder, Tonbandgeräte und darauf ist alles gespeichert, was man in der Welt überhaupt hören kann, was überhaupt klingt. Musik aus fremden Ländern, die ich außerdem durch einen Kurzwellenempfänger empfange. Und ich höre, was die Musiker spielen, höre meine Kassetten, höre mein Radioprogramm Dann habe ich diese Mausetaste und mit der rhythmisiere ich das Gleiche, ist alles genau an unsere Musik an.
Was der Holger hier so vorführt, Irmin, soll das andeuten, dass Ken sich wahnsinnig mehr elektrifizieren wird?
Holger? Aber... nicht unbedingt.
Nicht unbedingt, nicht?
Nö.
Wie ist denn überhaupt euer Musik-Background? Wie hat's angefangen? Wart ihr erst eine Funky-Band oder erst eine wahnsinnige Space-Rock-Band? War das so der Startpunkt der deutschen Rockmusik, dass die alle so auf Pink Floyd erstmal macht? Man musste
Underground war das. Das war
wahnsinnig
tiefster Underground. Ganz genau.
Fühlt ihr euch auch so in der Underground?
Da fühle ich mich heute noch so. Da stehe ich drauf wie die Pest. Jawohl.
Ja, aber
es war ja am Anfang, war man ja in Deutschland. Ich meine, da war jede deutsche Gruppe Underground.
Ja, dann will ich gerade mal sagen, ihr seid doch jetzt Overground. Mit Konzerttourneen und Plattenerfolgen und so weiter und vielen Rezensionen in Zeitungen.
Wieso mit so einem Radio, aber bestimmt nicht.
Stimmt nicht. Das haben natürlich nicht viele, aber das können sich natürlich vielleicht nur Overground-Leute leisten.
Ich habe meine Apparaturen, die kosten doch kein Geld. Das sind doch alles nur 2,50 Mark Sachen.
Sag mir den Händler, der das verkauft für 2,50.
parce qu'on a travaillé très spontanément. Alors on s'est réunis avec aucun morceau préparé, aucune idée, aucune préoccupation, juste complètement spontanément. Et on a que gardé sur ce que spontanément était bon. On n'a jamais répété aucun truc. Si c'était même une certaine idée dedans, mais pas bien joué, on a jeté.
When did you go to New York?
That was in '66.
And what happened to you there?
Well, actually, there was this contest, and I started all my things, conducting stuff and everything. But then I also met a lot of these Fluxus people like Dick Higgins, and I met Terry Riley and Steve Reich, and I got into this Warhol scene in the Chelsea Hotel. I spent most of the time, and then I started to forget about the contest. It wasn't very interesting anymore. The Chelsea Hotel was much more interesting.
What happened there?
I got corrupted.
The most important thing was the fact that you don't have to think beforehand. The power of the spontaneity. The result on the media. And the way of listening and making conclusions and decisions. This was really something what was completely new to me after having studied for a long time.
He's really quite very reclusive, in fact. In fact, he has to really be sort of, he needs Feuer unterm Arsch, as we say in German, which means fire under the bum, I mean, to get him really. Otherwise, he'd just stay and make his music and not do anything else.
Nobody in his right mind would like me to become a dentist or a minister of defense or anything. So
because they know you.
Yes. I mean, I don't think I would have more success as a brain surgeon.
Below this level, there is none. Below this level, the operator said. Below this level, there is none. Below this level. Below this level, there is none. We entered into where no one wants to be. In fact, it's better if you don't come with me. To listen to yourself and to tell your story too. Psychiatric, must I do? Time, the experiment you have made has turned to some type of lemonade. But below this level, there is none. Below this level, there is none.
How did you join Can?
I mean, everybody knows this story when...
I don't know this story.
Actually, I didn't join Can.
You didn't?
No. I met some people. And then these people were Irmin, Holger, Michael and Malcolm.
Hey, welcome! Gut. Ja, da. Nämlich sitzt ganz gemütlich und Mathe spielt wie immer so ganz gemütlich so.
Ich finde interessant, damals her so interessante Musik gemacht hat, irgendeine Gruppe existiert mit ganzen Kollektivarbeiten. Keinen Boss gibt es zum Beispiel. Jeder hat so zusammen Musik gemacht. Und eigentlich, das ist meine Richtung.
But I've been waiting to meet you for the last 20 years. I really have. I mean, I didn't know when they told me that they found you in Munich.
Yeah.
I said, boy, he has a lot of heart. Yeah. Because working with Can sometimes can be like
incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, Desi is a real motor who drives the group.
Well, this is a screamer.
No.
That was
Damo
was a whisperer.
He was a screamer too. But Damo was far more. He was far more interested in songs, like normal, real songs, probably successful songs.
Then Desi?
Desi is just natural singing.
Yes, I care if she brings me spring, but don't care about nothing. She brings the rain. Oh yeah, she brings the rain.
At that time, I think it was time to change. Herman said that Can drives his musicians crazy. Well, I tend to sort of agree with that.
Ow!
So this is anyway the normal daily work somehow, making music, composing.
Alright, oh yeah, okay. Get it, gotta get it away. Alright, oh yeah, okay. Get it, gotta get it away.
Can. To be able, physically, mentally, morally, legally, or the like, to possess the qualities, qualifications, or resources necessary for the attainment of any end or the accomplishment of any purpose. The specific end or purpose being indicated by the verb, which can is joined.
I would describe Can's music as being ultra futuristic and very classic.
I think the essence of Can is that, you know, you can do anything.
I
think you don't have to know Can to listen to these remixes. They sound, and for people who don't know Can, it might be interesting. You don't have to know anything. I think that's good.
And it stretched boundaries and stretched limits.
Holger was sitting on stage with he had a shortwave radio and he was picking up the fishing forecast, and broadcasting it over, this sort of funk backing.
One of the facets of Can's music was that it was very minimal. As if every musician almost played the bare minimum they could get away with, and repeatedly. So it created this kind of like relentless repetition, and within the kind of repetition you have slight differences, but it was very minimal. It's really very exciting.
They're actually doing like techno in sort of 76, 77, real electronic dance music.
Wenn man das Wort Kultur oder Kunst oder alles davon redet, redet man immer von Recycling. Weil egal, was irgendjemand mal gemacht hat, entsteht in anderen Köpfen später im Laufe der Geschichte wieder neu.
It's a really good reference point for now because of the way music is, where you've got so many different influences being put into one pot, and I think that's what Can always did. They took influences from rock records, from dance, the kind of dance music you had around at the time, the electronic equipment that you had at the time, also the traditional equipment, and mixed it all up, and the vocals. A kind of mad mishmash of lyrics and stuff. It's always been about experimentation, but they always took experimentation to, in a way that Eno did, where it was still melodic and it was still acceptable. It wasn't too chaotic or mental. For us, it was to try and do it in more of a alternative, left field kind of hip hop beats track, but try and keep the flavour sort of that progressive sound from Can. And that's the challenge, to keep it as true to the original as you can, so you're not, you're not ripping it apart and totally raping the track, but to also reinterpret it, because that's what you've been asked to do.
And we certainly were very, very wild, uncalculable, anarchistically, not necessarily commercial.
Reading about the Sex Pistols, liking them, was the first time I actually heard the word Can.
I think the only thing I remember is the fact that someone had done a 20-minute song.
Yeah, there's that as well.
Which is what we actually remixed, wasn't it?
We did.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, we remixed. So it influences other musicians and doesn't actually influence the mass. Same thing with Can. You can hear so many other influences in there. It's so obvious, but yet so bleak. This is so good.
And having a track that was 20 minutes long and change continued all the way through it. The fact that it was all live.
We had this game by playing live that I played a chord and he played a bass to it. I mean, it was all spontaneous. He played a bass to it, which it changed the harmonical context. You know, it wasn't still it wasn't the harmony I played then all of a sudden. And I interpreted his tone or his bass with a new chord. So he had to change, and that was a very interesting harmonic game, and a lot of beautiful ideas that came out.
It was difficult to do because there was no multi-track available. Everything that Can always did, certainly for the first few years, was all mixed straight to stereo, so there was no multi-track available at all. So we ended up isolating all the bits of vocals of the tracks we wanted to use, and most of those included the backing track. So we kind of isolated it, turned it into little bits, and kept all the vocals, which was quite a departure from all the other remixes apparently.
And they did the same thing with the harmonies of You're Right. They just turned them around and they became totally different. It makes it very, very beautiful. It changes the whole mood of something and still keeps the essence. It's very, very tricky.
I don't think my remix relates to Can sounds very much. The only thing that it relates to in their sounds is the fact that we use some of their samples. And then we thought, okay, we've got the strings and we've got the basic arrangement, let's use the vocals, and we popped all the vocals that we liked in the kind of chorus bit. And then when we came up with the verse, I was so pleased about that, because it was something that was actually a kind of a bridge section they had repeatedly all through the track. My idea of it was, because the original was such a kind of minimal, relentless 20 minutes piece, to turn this piece into a 3.5 minutes more single-oriented track.
I've tried to take Can into the 21st century. What I used from the original was pretty much the voice and the backings, which I thought were the most futuristic.
I played that to some people who were Can fans in the 70s, and they were moved. It seems to bring a lot of feelings back to both memories.
I always tried to have emotion in my mixes as well as my music, but it's really impressive to me.
Sonic Youth, this is a group I really thought they have a lot of similarities when they play live.
They're very Can. They have a Can attitude.
They have a Can attitude.
Of doing something that nobody would do, you know, just to see how it sounds. I mean, slowing down Spoon is really a weird idea.
There was like an organic current going through the group which connected the individuals. It was like a bunch of lunatics let loose on instruments, and they weren't conventional instruments, you know, like the Ermin's keyboard sounded like a flying saucer going off half the time, you know. Olga played bass with his gloves. The singers just used to make it up as they went along. The guitarist just sounded like he was playing on the moon. You know, it was just alien funk, really, but like nothing you'd ever heard, and you didn't know where it was going to end up, which was the other exciting thing. They could go anywhere, and they often did. When they did the tracks on the albums, they weren't arranged songs. You know, they'd go in and play for like 50 hours and whittle it down into, you know, a 10-minute track. They had the remix principle on the go, on the word go.
What is a good remix? A good remix is a piece, I would say, you don't even recognize sometimes the origin and the source where it came from. And it's a very good remix, but you can see these people put a lot of own investment into it.
Eine witzige Sache ist, dass einige der größten Can-Liebhaber, Plattentitel sagt das, deswegen nicht dabei sind, weil sie zu viel Respekt haben und sich nicht trauten, was schade ist. Deswegen heißt das ja auch Sakrileg, das Album, weil das, also wir empfinden das nicht als ein Sakrileg, im Gegenteil.
A rather indefinite term applied to various vessels of no great size, now more especially to vessels made of sheet metal for containing liquids, preserves, etc.